A surprising development in the contract dispute between San Diego's Orchestra Nova and the Musicians Union. And they went up like a rocket, but now gas prices are falling more like a feather. I'm Dwayne Brown. Those stories tonight on KPBS Evening Edition.
And I'm Peggy Pico. Tonight, a group of children, some as young as 6, addressed the San Diego Human Relations Commission about budget cuts affecting low-income kids. We'll talk to the group behind this unusual presentation. Evening Edition starts now.
KPBS Evening Edition is made possible by Joan and Irwin Jacobs and by
A surprising development tonight in the ongoing dispute between Orchestra Nova and the local Musicians Union. The orchestra's artistic director and conductor has resigned. Jung Ho Pak had been with Orchestra Nova for 6 years. His resignation is effective immediately, and this weekend's concerts are canceled. Joining me is KPBS arts reporter Angela Carone. So, Angela, why did the conductor resign?
Well, I spoke with Nova CEO Beverly Lambert, and she says it became apparent that they would not be able to realize Jung Ho Pak's vision given the way contract talks were going with the local musicians union. Nova wants to implement a new kind of contract that they can hire musicians on a concert-by-concert basis. The musicians want a more stable, traditional contract. They say their livelihood depends on that. Nova says the financial future of their organization depends on having this choice. So it's gotten quite contentious. And Pak obviously didn't see a way forward and felt it was best to leave the organization.
What does this mean going forward?
Well, as you said, this weekend's concerts are canceled, but discussions are happening right now about the future. The options are they could, bring in another guest conductor to finish out the season. They could cancel the entire season and just regroup. The organization has been entirely built around Pak's vision for the last 6 years. So while they can carry his torch forward, they need to have the right people in place to do that. And then they have to settle things with the musicians. And that doesn't look like it will be easy.
KPBS arts reporter Angela Carone. California gas prices are still falling very slowly. The average in San Diego County, $4.59 a gallon. We found a slightly lower price in City Heights, $4.51 a gallon if you're paying cash. The price drop is not as quick as some had been hoping for after prices soared at the beginning of the month. One oil industry analyst tells KPBS branded stations likely lost money during the run-up and are making up for it now. He predicts gas prices could drop $1 a gallon by Thanksgiving. Something else falling in California, foreclosure activity, specifically default notices. MDA DataQuick says the number of default notices filed in the third quarter was at the lowest level since early 2007. Default notices are the first step in the foreclosure process. One day after a spirited debate, the presidential candidates are pushing to raise money before a midnight deadline from the Federal Election Commission. Do you know which candidate has received the most military donations? The answer might surprise you. The story from KPBS Home Post blogger Beth Ford Roth.
Military donors gave the most money to President Barack Obama. Now, this is surprising because a recent poll by the Military Times found respondents favored Mitt Romney over President Obama by a margin of 2-1. However, when it comes to money, military donors showed their support for the president by a notable margin. Based on documents from the Federal Election Commission, members of the military and civilian employees of the Department of Defense contributed more than $536,000 to President Obama's campaign. Now, that's compared to roughly $287,000 for Mitt Romney's campaign. Ron Paul received $400,000 from military donors. Now, both President Obama and Ron Paul have indicated they want to cut the defense budget, while Mitt Romney has said he wants to grow Pentagon spending.
KPBS Home Post blogger Beth Ford Roth. The PBS NewsHour will have analysis and fact-checking of last night's debate following Evening Edition at 7. School funding is a big topic on the November ballot. There are dueling statewide tax measures, and San Diego County voters will also see a record number of school bond propositions. KPBS education reporter Kyla Calvert gives us a look.
When San Diego County voters look at their November ballots, most will see at least one school bond measure. Some will see as many as 3. That's because 11 county school districts and community colleges have bonds on the ballot, the most in any one election since at least 1990. And the largest bond in the county and the state is San Diego Unified's Proposition Z. The district is asking voters to raise property taxes to pay for $2.8 billion in borrowing and repayment costs. Laura Duzick heads business administration for the County Office of Education. She says there's at least one simple reason for the school bond glut.
There is no money available at the state, or very, very little. So any kind of renovations, anything that they need to do in their facilities, they have to go to the people because they don't have any operating dollars or dollars from the state to do this.
In 2009, the state did away with funding set aside for maintenance costs and reduced the amount districts have to save for repairs. San Diego Unified got voters to approve another bond, Proposition S, just 4 years ago. But schools trustee Scott Barnett says the recession undermined the housing values Proposition S relied on.
If a house was worth $400,000 when Prop S was passed and maybe generating $240 a year in tax revenue, that house might be worth $300,000 now and is only generating $180 a year. So there's less revenue available to pay off the Prop S bonds.
Without a new bond, Barnett says unfinished Proposition S projects like University City High School's new track, new lighting, gym upgrade, and improved accessibility will have to be put on hold. Or the district would have to use riskier forms of debt that count on housing values skyrocketing in the future. But that doesn't satisfy Chris Cate at the San Diego Taxpayers Association, who says many of the projects, like repairing building facades or replacing roofs, were supposed to happen under the last bond.
We would ask them to actually finish the projects first before coming back and asking voters for more money.
At least 3 other bonds on the San Diego County ballot in November are efforts to raise more revenue in areas where property values have fallen and brought previous bond projects to a halt. But even when districts have the money to fund repairs, Duzick says bonds for facility upgrades are inevitable, especially now.
No matter how much work you do, facilities continue to wear over time, and they have to constantly be modernized, upgraded, and there's infrastructure issues if you're moving into technologies.
Upgrading school technology was part of San Diego's last bond, and it'll be part of the new bond too. Barnett says those are costs the district didn't even know would exist when it drew up a long-term facilities plan almost 20 years ago.
But the point is, out of $380 million that we spent on Prop S to date, $250 million of that have been spent on projects, repairing facilities, upgrading facilities, major maintenance, those types of things. About $100 million has been spent on computer back-of-the-house technology, wireless, wiring, and all that, and about $40 to $50 million has been spent on actual computer technology.
Cate says that spending on things like computers and iPads should raise a red flag for taxpayers when they consider Proposition Z.
And they're doing the same thing again. And granted, the technology is important, but should you be funding iPads and laptops with 40-year bonds?
All 11 of the bonds voters will consider during this election include spending on technology. Some may cover only technology infrastructure like wiring, while others also fund the purchase of computers and devices. Tough budget situations may be pushing San Diego and other school districts to the ballot box this November, but Duzick says this isn't a bad time to borrow, and she says they can benefit from lower construction costs thanks to a still sluggish housing market.
They can get more for their money if they can get money now. Plus, the long-term interest rates is a great time it's an opportunity for them to borrow at a lower cost and also get the building done that they need at a cheaper cost.
With 2 dueling statewide tax increases on the ballot, school districts are still betting voters will see value in borrowing for school construction and repair now.
KPBS education reporter Kyla Calvert. More than 100 school districts have proposed bond measures statewide. Proposition 37 is attracting national attention because of the message it could send about our food. It would make California the first state to require labeling for genetically modified food. KPBS reporter Claire Trageser explains what it means and how some San Diegans feel about it.
This might look like an ordinary bag of potato chips, but to people like Jimbo Somek, the owner of Jimbo's Naturally grocery stores, it isn't.
As you can see on the back, or excuse me, on the front of this bag, there is that non-GMO project verified label.
Somek is a supporter of Proposition 37, the state initiative that would require labels for food made from genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. It would also prevent GMO food from carrying a label that says natural. GMO food is made from plants with DNA that was manipulated in a laboratory. For example, implanting a potato's DNA with a pesticide to make it naturally resistant to bugs. About 70% of grocery store food in the U.S. contains GMO ingredients, according to the Center for Food Safety. And supporters like Somek say consumers have a right to know if their food comes from these GMO crops.
We have a basic right to know what's in our food. We know the nutrients, we know the ingredients. Why don't we have the right to know if something is made from GMOs? And I think it's only right that we have this.
The idea of eating a potato that has pesticide DNA might sound scary, but the FDA and most scientists say GMO food is safe. Stephen Briggs, a biology professor at UC San Diego, studies plant diseases. He says many foods produced from genetically engineered or GE crops do not actually contain genetically modified ingredients. Take sugar. He says it's so processed that there's no chemical difference between sugar made from GMO sugar beets and sugar made from organic sugar beets.
You can do atomic level analysis, and sucrose is sucrose. Doesn't matter how you made it. It's a defined chemical. Under Prop 37, exactly the same chemically indistinguishable sugar made from a GE sugar beet would have to be labeled. But sugar from any other non-GE source wouldn't be labeled. So this is totally misleading to indicate that somehow they're different when we know they're exactly the same.
A French study released in September riled both the yes and no campaigns with its finding that rats fed GMO corn developed tumors and liver and kidney problems. But Briggs says most in the scientific community agree the study has multiple problems, including its research methods and statistical analysis.
We all agree it's a very flawed study, and it would not have been published in most journals. I think it's going to be a really interesting story if we ever learn about it, about how this made it through the peer review process.
Even if that study is disproven, the fact that research on GMO food is still evolving feeds into Prop 37 supporters' concerns.
Definitely not been enough testing on it to show that there is no risk at all. And I certainly don't want, let alone me, my kids to be a science experiment.
Because the proposition would set a precedent in the national food industry, donations are piling up from GMO seed makers like Monsanto and Dow. So far, the No campaign has raised $34.5 million, while the Yes side has just over $4 million. The No campaign is running TV commercials arguing the measure contains too many special exemptions, will increase food costs, and hurt small businesses and farmers.
The people that are least able to pay are going to be forced to pay more.
The state's legislative analyst says the measure would cost the state anywhere between a few $1,000s to over $1 million each year to pay for more monitoring of food labels. Biologist Stephen Briggs says GMO labeling will also unnecessarily scare consumers.
The consumer who's out there making their purchasing decisions, they see a warning label. Because our current labels have integrity, they're going to think that warning label also means something, but we know it doesn't. It tells you nothing about the composition of the food.
But even if there is nothing harmful about GMO food, some supporters say there are other reasons to not want to buy it. David Bronner is president of Dr. Bronner's Magic Soaps in Escondido. His company has given more than $360,000 to support Prop 37, even though the measure would not impact its business. For Bronner, it's not just about the food. He says genetic engineering is an issue of justice.
It's basically been the chemical industry buying up the seed industry and engineering resistance to their toxic herbicides that are getting dumped more and more on our food. And so this is what we need to know. We need to know about this. And, and again, regardless, people who don't agree, fine. Well, be proud of it. Say, hey, it's genetically engineered. You're proud of that. People should know it. So what are you afraid of?
Bronner and Somek say the fight to pass Prop 37 is a grassroots movement, and they hope the little guys will defy the odds and win.
It's the David versus Goliath. It's the people versus the dollars. And it's going to be interesting to see how it plays itself out.
That report from reporter Claire Trageser. Most major newspapers in California recommend a no vote on Prop 37, but the North County Times endorsed a yes vote. A recent poll from the Los Angeles Times shows 48% of voters support labeling genetically modified food. If you haven't registered to vote on November 6th, you have just a few days left to do it. You can register online at sdvote.com or get a paper form and send it in. You can find the forms at the DMV, library, and post office. The registration deadline is midnight, October 22nd. As you get ready to cast your ballot, check out the KPBS Voter Guide. It breaks down the big races and measures into clear language with links to our stories and candidate bios. You can even take it to the polls on your smartphone. You can find the KPBS Voter Guide on our website at kpbs.org/voterguide. And this Friday on KPBS, we will present a 1-hour Envision special on the upcoming election. My Ballot looks at the races and issues from San Diego mayor to the death penalty to the latest fight over medical marijuana. Join Joanne Farian for My Ballot Friday night at 8. You don't often hear about San Diego's Human Relations Commission, but as Peggy Pico explains, tonight a group of kids will ask city officials to consider the hardship of policy changes on low-income children.
Reduced library hours, bus route cuts, and the lack of free after-school sports or arts programs are just a few of the issues kids as young as 6 will address at the San Diego Human Relations Commission meeting tonight. Joining me is the organizer of tonight's unusual presentation, Joni Halpern, director of SPIN, or the Supportive Parents Information Network, and Mark Dillon, Vice Chair of San Diego's Human Relations Commission. Welcome to Evening Edition.
Thank you.
Joni, give us a few examples of how city budget cuts are actually affecting families that you work with.
Well, the reduced library hours and the failure to keep equipment up has cost kids homework assignments that have to be done on computer. They have no internet at home. The increase in water costs have caused lots of families to lose their water for weeks at a time. It's not healthy for the community. And the increased cost for transportation have cost some people their jobs or reduced hours and lowered the family budget.
Some of the kids presenting tonight, they wrote letters and they have direct impact on them and their families. Let me present a couple excerpts from their letters directly from these children. Jorge Garcia says that most students have internet assignments. We take tests on the internet. People say go to the library, but it's closed a lot of the time. Third grader Angela Salgado tells the commission, I would like to learn art, drama, and music, but if your mom cannot pay for classes, you cannot have them. SPIN Youth leader Derek Montez says when you raise bus fees and reduce bus routes, it results in low-income parents having a harder time finding work and getting to work. Mark, these are a lot of complaints. I'm not sure that the city has heard them. What is your relationship with city leaders, and how will you get these kids' messages to them?
The Human Relations Commission is composed of about a dozen volunteer commissioners who are appointed by city councilmen or the mayor. And our job is, when we encounter someone like Joni's SPIN group, is to they've presented to us. We've looked at what they're talking about. We see that the people in San Diego are not being served properly. Hopefully not. We can help give them more exposure and illuminate their problems, illuminate their issues into city government. We don't have any authority to do anything. We don't have any budget, but we work with SPIN in this case to elevate the issues.
And you could bend their ear a little bit. You did so with food stamps.
We did that with food stamps, and we've done it with other groups. The Learning Center in San Diego City Schools, we help them position their issues in front of the school board. We partner with the ADL on a cyberbullying conference every year, at least for the last 3 years, with over 200 teachers and students and administrators. So our good offices allow us to give access to facilities and people in their effort to push their cause or to get their issues elevated.
And Joni, you haven't, this isn't the first time these young kids, even one who's 6 years old, have presented. A couple of them went to Sacramento. Tell us about that.
They went to Sacramento to talk about how the budget cuts, which were being made greatly in public benefits programs, were going to affect their lives.
Give some examples. You had a 6-year-old talk about one impact.
We had a 6-year-old talk about sleeping on the floor because his mom didn't have enough money to pay for beds. She could pay for the rent, but not the beds. We had a child talk about what it meant to have your water turned off, how it decreases the health of the family and therefore the community. We had kids talk about how these things meant something in their everyday lives, about what they could or could not do.
What do you hope that the commission can do for you in this situation?
I was just telling Mark when we were waiting that power isn't always about the title that you have or the kind of position you have. It's about whether you're willing to tell the truth and do something about it and talk to people in power. And the Human Relations Commission has shown us they're willing to do that. And I feel like this is the beginning of an open door to talk about these issues.
I'd like to emphasize how important it is that groups like SPIN exist because they have done their homework. They've done research. They actually go out and meet with the people and are involved in the group. And that's what allows us to do what we do. We don't have a staff. We don't have, so to have a group like SPIN available who really does the research, brings us information, gives us direction to go to do our own additional research is key. You can't just come to the Human Relations Commission and complain. You need to come with the kind of information and background and planning that they have. So that's why they're being successful.
Both of your groups are volunteer organizations. Do you think, Mark, that this will have an impact on city officials? Do you think they'll say, wow, we didn't consider the trickle-down effect of raising water bills on kids getting to school in time?
It can. We have had great luck with SPIN and the food stamp program working with the county. So you don't always get the result you want, but you always try. And so I'm very eager tonight's meeting. We're going to have Joni and her group there. So ask me that question afterwards. Right now I'm still in the learning process on the kids stuff.
All right, we'd love to have you both back on. We're out of time. So Joni Halpern and Mark Dillon, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Peggy.
Construction on the San Vicente Dam has hit a major milestone. San Diego County Water Authority has been working to raise the dam from 220 feet tall to 337 feet. The extra height means more water behind the dam. Even though it's topped out, there's still some work to be done. The project is scheduled to be complete next summer. Then it will take 2 to 5 years to fill the expanded reservoir. We've got one more hot day ahead this week, then things will start cooling down for the weekend. Here's a look at the forecast.
I'm Gwen Eiffel on the next News Hour, a battleground dispatch from New Hampshire, where we look at women voters and women candidates. That's Thursday on the PBS News Hour.
A scary accident for an America's Cup crew. Their catamaran flipped end over end and capsized on San Francisco Bay. It happened yesterday to defending champion Oracle Racing. The strong current took the vessel more than 4 miles out past the Golden Gate Bridge. None of the crew were hurt, but the catamaran lost its sail and bowsprit. 14 lifeguards who were fired last month for making this video are getting their jobs back. Officials in El Monte originally said the lifeguards had broken rules about conduct and use of city property, but the lifeguards said they were off the clock when they made this parody of a Korean pop music video. Many neighbors in the LA suburb asked to get the lifeguards back, and last night the council voted to rehire them, but the city hired a firm to investigate management of its aquatic center. Recapping tonight's top stories, the artistic director and conductor of Orchestra Nova has resigned amid a contract dispute with the local musicians union. Nova proposed a new kind of contract, hiring musicians on a concert-by-concert basis. They say it's to achieve Jung Ho Park's vision for choosing musicians based on their stage personas and how they match with the music. But the union wants a more stable, traditional contract, and talks are at an impasse. Nova CEO says it became obvious they wouldn't be able to realize Park's vision. California gas prices are still falling very slowly. The average in San Diego County, $4.59 a gallon. We found a slightly lower price in City Heights, $4.51 if you're paying cash. The price drop is not as quick as some had been hoping for after prices soared at the beginning of the month. One oil industry analyst tells KPBS branded stations likely lost money during the run-up and are making up for it now. He predicts gas prices could drop $1 a gallon by Thanksgiving. And foreclosure activity is also falling in California. MDA DataQuick says the number of default notices filed in the third quarter was at the lowest level since early 2007. Default notices are the first step in the foreclosure process. And you can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. You have a great night.